Angel here. So excited about this video because the other day I got a message from a young lady who I will keep nameless. She messaged me and she said how she's been reading books and praying and meditating and watching YouTube videos, and she's even been to a couple conferences. And she mentioned that she's like, I'm just not feeling like myself. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, how do I get back to being myself? How do I get back to that normal place that I'm familiar with? Like, she's like, I just don't feel the same. And this is what I wanted to share with you. You cannot read self-improvement books, watch self-improvement videos, go to workshops where people are empowering you, and you expect to remain the same. And this is so, like, when I read your message, I was like, oh my goodness, like, I literally remember feeling that same exact way. Like, I just didn't feel like myself. Like, what was going on? I didn't know what was going on. And then I realized that every book that I read, every video that I watched, every conference that I went to, every coach that I invested in, every program that I ever invested in, those were all seeds that I was planting into myself. You are your garden. I was planting those seeds into myself. And so when you plant a seed and you fertilize it and you water it, what happens? It starts to grow. So that's my message to you, young lady. You are growing. Of course, you're not going to feel like your old self because you've been planting so many seeds inside yourself that they're starting to bloom. You know, things that you used to like to do, you might not like doing them anymore because of something you read and something that shifted in your consciousness, and now it just doesn't sit right with you anymore. Go with that flow. You are growing into the next greatest version of who you are to become ultimately. Keep going, keep reading those books and keep watching those videos and keep blooming into the beautiful young woman that you're blooming into. I remember when I first started my personal development journey, when I started to read personal development books. My first books was actually Iyanla Van Zant's work. And I remember one day my older brother coming in, and he saw me reading, and during this time, like, I was just reading a lot. And I remember him saying, if you keep reading those books, one day you're gonna feel like you're going crazy. And I remember him saying that, and then I remember feeling crazy because, and the reason why we feel crazy, and this is a prime example why I did that video called You're Called, Not Crazy, because you can kind of feel crazy if you are the only one amongst a whole bunch of other people that think differently or see things in a different way. Listen to this. Many of you guys have heard this before, and the older I get, the truer I see it to be true. 3% of the population earns more money than the rest of the 97 group of the population all together. Like, that is mind-blowing when you think of the top 2 and 3% earners in the world. So if that is the case, if there's only a handful of people that are earning the top amount of money in the entire world, in this country, then you're not going to find a whole lot of people that think differently. You know, studies show that only 3 out of 100 people write down their goals. 3 out of 100 people. So those 3 people standing amongst those the rest of the 97 people, it's just those 3 people that have written goals. So who are they going to connect with? Who are they going to vibe with now that they have grown their consciousness to a different level? You will attract people at that next level if you keep going. A lot of times this is where people get stopped and like, oh my goodness, but I'm losing all my friends, not realizing that you're going to get new friends. You're going to get new friends that are wiser, that are on a different thinking level, that can really add value to the level at which you're on. So if you've been reading a lot of books and watching a lot of personal development videos and things like that, celebrate, because if you're not feeling yourself, that means that your seeds are growing.